CBS. How's that cash cow? How's it going? You milking it? Milking it the teat. Oh dear. God, this is terrible, isn't it? Star Trek announces Discovery's spin-off, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I think this sounds, by and large, fine. Creative bankruptcy, absolutely horrendous. But interesting to kind of document and see that the total shit show that is CBS. Like, they really are an absolute joke. So let's dive into this. This article is linked down below in the description box. This is all like official. This is all confirmed. But before we get into it, I just want to plug my original fantasy horror film. It's a cross between Vikings, Lord of the Rings, The Thing, Hellraiser. It's linked down below. I'm crowdfunding for a portion of the budget of this film. So if you want to support an original filmmaker, and, well, me, check it out down below. I will be, well, I've written it and I'm going to be directing it. So check it out. Anyway, let's dive into this, right? So Star Trek and CBS All Access recently announced a new Star Trek Discovery spin-off in Star Trek Strange Worlds. Now this comes hot off the heels of recent news that they were looking to cast Kirk for like an Enterprise-based series. Maybe this is that. Maybe we'll see a young Kirk. Who knows? Hopefully not. It'd just be weird. The series will see Anson Mount, Rebecca Romijn, and Ethan Peck reprise. I've butchered them, I know. Reprise their roles from Discovery. Mount will return as Captain Christopher Pike. Romijn, or Romin, returns as number 1. And Ethan Peck reprises his role as Spock. So we get the good old emo Spock back, I guess. The announcement was made on Twitter, YouTube, and other social media platforms, with Mount, Peck, and Romijn hyping the show. Now, obviously, that's natural. It's going to happen. It's really interesting. Like, we see this happening now during this kind of period of downtime. A lot of things are being announced and moving forward more than anything. Now, in the video, the actors reveal the show's title, Strange New Worlds. Okay. They then go on to thank the fans and express their excitement for the new series. Peck then states, "You asked, we listen, it's happening." Romijn, wow, I'm so glad I finally get to share this news with you guys. Speaking just for myself, Mount says, I have never received more love from a fan base than I have from a Star Trek family. Nice, I guess. Peck says, without you, this wouldn't be happening, so thank you so much. I can't wait to put on that gold Starfleet uniform and deliver number 1 right alongside Captain Pike and Spock. So, I mean, like, first and foremost, what do you think about this? Because these guys are better received. They're on the better end of the spectrum, I guess, from this whole Kurtzman bad robot, just, well, shit show, really, isn't it? This Discovery nonsense. So, on first glance, is this good news or bad news? Now, for me, personally, I just signify this as CBS kind of doubling down on their universe and just building it out in a way that circumvents the shit. Rather than listening to anyone, if that makes any sense, because they're not actually listening to anyone. They're still very much full steam ahead. We're going to do what we want, absolutely no worries, you know, to you guys. But we're just going to stir our way around, you know, some bits and pieces to kind of weed our way in there. This is a way that they're trying to curry favour with people without admitting that they're wrong, I guess. That's the best way I can kind of summarise my thoughts. Now, and I just think it's poo, basically. I just think it's poo. The actors continue, it's a huge honour, and it means even more for us to be able to announce this right now at a time when so much of the planet is hurting. Of course, yes. I'm surprised they didn't go on to bang on about climate change or something, to be fair. They also indicate this series will be getting back to a Star Trek that focuses on optimism and future. But how can it? Because it's still in the same bloody universe. The ethos of Star Trek is so curious and welcoming and unifying. And we're going to get to work on a classic Star Trek show that deals with optimism and the future. Here we go. Like, they're clearly not admitting that oh my god, I'm allowed. Like, are they It's funny, isn't it? After we had so much crap from Picard, you know, Chabon just doubles down. Yeah, we want it gritty. We want it like this. You know, it's you know, there's no room for any of this crap. Just all this bollocks. Then they're just like, oh yeah, no, we want some optimism. We wanted some optimism for the future. Yes. Like, really? You really just going to double back on yourself there? Come on. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable to me. Kurtzman as well. He's never really spoken about this, so I don't think this is Kurtzman's. I don't think this has anything to do with Kurtzman. In a blog post on CBS, they detail that the series will follow Captain Pike and his comrades in the decade before he boards the USS Enterprise. The series will be written by Akiva Goldsman, garbage, Alex Kurtzman, garbage, and Jenny Lumet. Don't know anything about Jenny, but two people couldn't write their way out of a toilet. Like, fuck me, they're so bad. Are you really having Akiva Goldsman and Alex Kurtzman? Really? Oh my lord. CBS All Access Executive Vice President and Head of Programming stated, this new series will be a perfect complement to the franchise, bringing a whole new perspective. What? One where it's not dour, sad, and fucking hubris? Like, really? Ah, God. The sheer fucking hubris. Ah, God. Series and Adventures of Star Trek. Kurtzman added, this is what I mean, like he's not really said anything about this, right? He said these little bits, but like on the lead up to this, has he said anything about this? No, not really. So I don't think this is to do with him. I think he's been kind of strong-armed into it, really. It's my own speculation. Kurtzman added, when we said we heard the fans' outpouring of love for Pike, number 1, and Spock when they boarded Star Trek Discovery last season, we meant it. But you've just been banging on about Section 31 non-stop and your female spin-offs and no, he said specifically, if I'm doing another series, I don't want to do a series with a male captain. Those are his words. His words. So he's absolutely been strong-armed into this. His words. His words, motherfucker. He added, the iconic characters have a deep history in Star Trek canon, yet so much of their stories have yet to be told. Where with Akiva and Henry at the helm, the Enterprise, its crew, and its fans are in for an extraordinary journey to new frontiers in the Star Trek universe. Whatever. Goldsman would also state, this is a dream come true, literally. I've imagined myself on the bridge of the Enterprise since the early 70s. I'm honoured to be a part of this continuing journey along with Alex, Henry, and the fine folks at CBS. Yeah, just big circle jerk, isn't it? This announcement comes after a rumour indicated that CBS All Access was moving forward with a show focusing on Captain Pike and the Star Trek Enterprise. Exactly, right? And this is over on 4chan. People are like, no, it's not true. Yeah, sounds it, doesn't it? However, that rumour indicated that the show would be titled Star Trek Enterprise. It's probably something that they floated, and that's why. That would end up being wrong, as the show is titled Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And remember, they could change the show's name like instantly, it doesn't matter. The rumour also indicated they were looking to cast James T. Kirk, with the studio reportedly eyeing the Mandalorian actor Jake Cannavale. No details on Kirk's involvement in the series were revealed, and that's the thing. It might just be a hidden thing, like a little, ooh, surprise, hey. So yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath. I'd say those rumours were based in some form of reality. At least discussion stage. At least discussion. Maybe more interesting is that this show would only mention in passing when Star Trek head Alex Kurtzman laid out his 5-year plan. Back in June 2019, Kurtzman was more focused on Section 31's spin-off of Discovery, subsequent seasons of Discovery, and a number of animated shows. However, he did say that they were thinking about the stories of Star Trek Enterprise with Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, and Rebecca Romijn. Kurtzman explained, I would be remiss, blah blah blah. There's no point going into this crap. It's, again, just a total circle jerk. It's quite possible that with the fallout of Discovery and Picard and the merger, this is what's important, between Viacom and CBS, that there might have been a mandate to provide a different version of Star Trek than the one they had currently been creating. I think that is highly likely. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, this is a dude that's gone on record, Alex Kurtzman's gone on record and said one of the stipulations I gave was, I am not doing another show with a male captain. It has to be a female. And he even said, and I like a quote, like a person of colour, which is unbelievable. So like such strong virtue signalling words, and then they just go, yeah, straight white male. There you go. And I'm all for it. Like I don't give a shit. But it just goes to show, doesn't it, how quickly they crumple like a paper bag. Honestly, like it's ridiculous. So anyway, what do you think about this? I think this is total bollocks. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think this is so funny. Kurtzman, mate, you're a joke. Just get fired instantly. Go away. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon and turning it on to notify all not personalized. Why would you want YouTube to curate content for you? Click notify all, otherwise YouTube will literally control what you see. That's why it's there. Guys, thank you so much. Take care.